me, go! Change your plan! I'm blue! Need extraction! We're on our way! We gotta talk. Need to rethink this.
Out of my way, Hunt.
Walker, we got a problem. There's a storm and we need to...
Enough talk. I'll see you in Paris.
Altitude, 25,000 feet.
I know what you're thinking. Maybe they're not here for you. Maybe they're just here for me. Are you willing to take that chance? You have something I want. Right now, that makes me the only person you can trust to get you out of here alive.
I think I'd like to go home now.
What do you think you're doing, Erica?
It may be your mission, but this is the CIA's plane. It doesn't take off without my say-so.
We need reliable intelligence, and we need it now. This scenario is precisely why the IMF exists.
The IMF is Halloween, Allen. A bunch of grown men in rubber masks playing trick-or-treat. And if he had held on to the plutonium in Berlin, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
And his team would be dead.
Yes, they would. That's the job. And that's why I want one of my own men on the scene to appraise the situation. Agent Walker, Special Activities.
His reputation precedes.
You use a scalpel. I prefer a hammer. My man goes where no one goes.
You had a terrible choice to make. Recover the plutonium or save your team. You chose your team, and now the world is at risk.
Simon, myself, and Van. That is the core Mission Impossible team.
The team is reunited, but also new elements have been reintroduced, which create a much bigger threat that they've never faced before.
I don't trust anybody outside of this room.
This is the CIA's mission. You use a scalpel. I prefer a hammer.
Henry Cavill is something of a wild card.
The way the IMF and the way Hunt looks at him is like he's the enemy because he's being forced upon the team.
He's not just some observer. He's an assassin.
That's the job.
McHugh and Tom have put together a symphony of actors.
Rebecca Ferguson is returning, so I like the fact that Ilsa is a match for Ethan.
The journey that Ethan Hunt and his team go through, and there's huge stakes.
Which way, Benji? Turn left! Go, 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 go! What are you waiting for? I'm jumping out a window! Oh, sorry. Good luck.
It's definitely a new mission. It's a big, emotional, entertaining story.
Ethan Hunt in this movie finds himself on a much more personal journey.
In or out?
In. This is the best mission yet.
It's a tougher mission.
The end you've always feared. It's coming, and the blood will be on your hands.
With this one, Tom's really sort of doubled down on the stunt aspect, risking his life, literally, for the movie.
What the hell is he doing?
I find it best not to look.
People talk about the action, but what they're responding to is their investment of the characters. You need to walk away.
Please don't make me go through you.
It's to take you places you've never been. It's to show you things that you've never seen. And it's to put you in that experience right there with him. Halo jump is a sequence Tom and I have been talking about for a number of years.
Tom will be the first actor to do a halo jump on camera.
Halo jump is high altitude, low open.
Military jump out 25,000 feet.
Opening a chute below 2,000 feet.
And sneak into a foreign country without being detected. That's the idea of Halo.
There's a lot of risks in going to 25,000 feet.
The audience can tell when something's been cheated, so it's important to be doing it all for real.
There's dangers of hypoxia and the bends.
You start losing your mind, but you don't realize it.
We had to develop a special helmet that is both a prop and a life-saving device. The first phase of the Halo sequence was building a wind machine that was large enough for us to be able to rehearse. So we built one of the world's largest wind tunnels. No one thought it would require over 100 jumps to get the scene.
We needed the UAE. Had they not stepped in, we would not have been able to accomplish the sequence.
We've been doing 5 jumps a day out of the Twin Otter. In the afternoons, we'll do 3 C-17 jumps, and it's challenging.
We were shooting a nighttime sequence.
The light has to be perfect. We only get 1 shot a day.
We have to shoot it as close to sunset as we can, so we have exactly 3 minutes every day to get the shot. You can't just get on the plane and go. You have to spend 20 minutes on the ground breathing pure oxygen so that you don't get decompression sickness. The plane has to climb to 25,000 feet. All of the lighting turns from white to red. You're talking about Tom jumping out of a plane that's traveling at 165 miles an hour. Falling at 200 miles an hour, and he's to position himself so that he lands exactly 3 feet away from the camera with 20,000 feet beneath him. The risk of a mid-air collision we were really concerned about.
There's always a ticking clock in filming a movie, but it's not usually the Earth flying up towards you.
Thank you. Nice one. Boom. I can't wait for an audience to see this.
I still can't believe we got it. None of this has ever been attempted before.
Flying a helicopter takes a lot of skill. To put someone like Tom into a situation like this is almost impossible to imagine.
He came to me and he said, we're going to go to Airbus and we're going to learn how to fly a helicopter and be a 2,000-hour pilot in a very short period of time.
It takes something like 3 months of 8-hour days just to become a novice helicopter pilot. Tom needed to work round the clock to reach the level of skill this sequence needs.
There are very few students that have his level of dedication and focus.
Fly safely. Thank you.
While most aerial chases you'll see from a helicopter, we don't usually turn the cameras in. So we've developed these rigs over the last couple of months where we can basically hard mount cameras to show that Ethan Hunt is flying the helicopter without anybody else.
Every camera position has been designed so that you can see that Tom is doing everything himself.
It's super important for a movie like Mission to be doing it all practically and for real. Tom doesn't want to sit in a green screen. The audiences can tell when something's been cheated.
First time we're doing it, gonna work our way in. Make safe, Tom. Make it safe. All right, come on in, guys.
For safety, all the pilots get together in the morning and they discuss very clearly where they're going to be and what their positions are for every shot.
I'm gonna look down and I'll take it over the waterfalls. I enter it right away. Let's go.
Back up, friends. Head to your helicopter.
The most dangerous part of the aerial sequence is really that there's more than one helicopter in the air.
We have 13 helicopters in the production. The ones on camera doing aerobatics just a few feet from each other. It's pretty wild.
I have you in sight.
Throughout the entire sequence, they all have to maintain visual contact. And then there's Tom. He's the pilot, he's acting, and he's the camera operator.
We're rolling and ready when you are, Tom. Copy that.
The scariest part was the 360 downward spiral.
Okay, so let's climb up and I'll dive down.
Most pilots wouldn't attempt this.
The corkscrew turn is very challenging for a pilot.
I'm gonna brake to the left.
It takes a lot of skill and a lot of practice.
We're good, we're rolling.
You make a mistake, somebody's going to die from it.
I'm gonna go.
And each spiral looks like he's going to crash.
God. Pitch. Boo. That's what I want. How was that, McHugh? Very upsetting here. Well, I guess that's a trend. Absolutely.
There cannot be peace without first a great suffering. The greater the suffering, the greater the peace. The end you've always feared is coming. It's coming. And the blood will be on your hands.
I prayed to God that it wasn't true.
Solomon Lane escaped in Paris.
And now the world is at risk.
This is the CIA's mission. You use a scalpel. I prefer a hammer.
This is a bad idea. Is it ever a good one? Honestly. He's not just some observer. He's an assassin.
I don't trust anybody outside of this room.
You go rogue, he's been authorized to hunt you down and kill you.
That's the job. No hard feelings.
Which way, Benji? Turn left! Go! What are you waiting for? I'm jumping out a window! Oh, sorry. Good luck.
When the clock stops, Ethan Hunt will lose everyone he ever cared about.
You don't understand what you're involved in.
You need to walk away.
Please don't make me go through you.
Ethan, that's not who we are.
Maybe we need to reconsider that. Accept it, Ethan. You've lost this one. What's done is done. What's done is done when we say it's done.
Showtime.
Oh my God.
Your mission. Should you choose to accept it? I wonder, did you ever choose not to? The end you always feared is coming. And the blood will be on your hands. The fallout of all your good intentions.
You had a terrible choice to make in Berlin. One life over millions. And now the world is at risk.
This is the CIA's mission. If he had held on to the plutonium, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
And his team would be dead.
Yes, they would. That's the job.
Down with the victims. We both know you need them. Stuck in the middle of all irrelevance.
You don't understand what you're involved in.
You need to walk away.
Please don't make me go through you.
How many times has Hunt's government betrayed him, disavowed him, cast him aside? How long before a man like that has had enough?
You can't fight the friction. So you can't take the pressure.
Ethan, that's not who we are.
Maybe we need to reconsider that.
You can't fight the friction.
So, how is he?
Hell, you know. Same old Ethan.
What the hell is he doing?
I find it best not to look.